Cheers guys, what's going on? Hope you're good. Green pen, matcha to match. That was good. Got this matcha from a friend of mine who went to Japan, and he bought me a few of these. Pretty cool. Don't know if you can see it. Nodoka, organic Japanese tea, very, very good. First time I made this since he's brought it back, and it tastes pretty good. So let's talk through week 6. Again, details are magnificently important. Magnificently important, wow. Coming up with some words. So last week is in red, so week 5, and this is this week, just gone. So last week I got 7 hours and 3 minutes of sleep. This week, 7 hours and 35 minutes of sleep. So a half an hour extra there, which I'm happy with. 1 hour and 27 deep, 1 hour and 28. So deep, even though I've got more sleep, was exactly the same. REM was 113, but REM 138. So that's where the extra sleep went. And this is why it's important sometimes to look at this and say, okay, well, why did I sleep less than that week? And just an extra half an hour a week per night makes a huge difference in the quality of your sleep. And this is key for me. This is why I like to track stuff, because it just makes sense. So you can then analyze it and make changes if you need to. In terms of my resting heart rate last week, it was resting heart rate 53, this week 51, so they're about the same. My heart rate variability HRV was 33 last week, 41 this week. So again, I think that's probably correlated to the amount of sleep and REM sleep, increasing my heart rate variability, which is a good thing. My VO2 max 40, this week 40, so exactly the same. In terms of my steps, last week I did less steps, but remember I told you last week there was a day that my ring died and it didn't count full of it. So it's probably going to be about the same as this week, which was 10,159. So I'm doing around 10 to 11,000 is kind of what I'm doing without trying to do any more. As the runs, I guess, increase, potentially that's going to increase, but then I'm not doing much outside of the runs in terms of steps because the rest is mainly bike riding. In regards to calories, last week 2784, this week 2821. Again, the goal is to get around 28. Thereabouts the same. Protein last week 194, protein this week 203. Now the reason the protein was slightly higher is because I ate out 4 times. When I eat out, I always try and go for high protein foods. To me, I'm just a fan of high protein foods, especially when I'm eating out and about, so I don't eat rubbish basically. So hence why the protein was quite high this week. Carbs 361, happy with that. Last week 348, still very, very good. Fats 63, fat 71. Again, I really want to increase that carb intake and reduce the fat intake to really help to promote more energy in my sessions, both in the weights and both in the cardio. So that was the goal. Fiber, 55 here, 47 here. Again, pretty happy with that, way ahead of the numbers for me. I'm happy with that, it's very, very healthy. Let's have a look at activity for last week. As for activity for last week, Monday, 7-mile bike ride and using the pliability app for stretching. So I did that before bed. Tuesday, tennis. That messed me up badly. So I had a shoulder issue for many months. I sorted it out myself with a lot of mobility work, stretching, and I thought I was okay. I went to tennis last week and literally messed it up 100% backwards. So that's really been a bummer for me. Hasn't affected my training in the gym purely because I know how to work around it. But it means I'm not going to be going to tennis anytime soon. I've got a physio consultation this week, which I'll tell you how that goes. And then we'll see what the plan is to try and get that sorted. I'm going to go back to what I used to do as well before, which took months to sort out. So it's probably going to be a bit of a long run to get that sorted. So tennis, as of now, it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. I also did a full body session that day. I also did a 7-mile bike ride, and I also did my pliability before bed. So Tuesday was a very heavy day. Wednesday, 7-mile bike ride, and then stretching before bed. That's what we did. Thursday, a 3.5-mile run. Now that run was done indoors and it was a sprint, not crazy sprints. According to the runner app, I just followed that. So I've covered that on that video already. So you'll know by now what I did because I'll be out before this. the 3.5 mile run in body. Then I did also in the treadmill. Then I did a full body session as well before that. And I did my pliability before bed again. Friday, 7 mile ride, bike ride and pliability. Again, these 7 mile rides are work and back. So it's 3.5 miles here, 3.5 miles back, 7 miles. So it's not really something that I'm going to stop. As long as I'm good to go and I'm not injured, I'm going to carry on with that. That's really building up my fitness. Saturday, a 7 mile ride again, a full body session, and again, a stretch before bed. And on Sunday, I only did a 5.5 mile run, which is the longest run I've ever done so far. I didn't record any of it. If I'm honest with you, I was out, I just went out, didn't take nothing with me. I just did a really good, easy run, if I'm honest with you. I thought I was gonna struggle with that. Honestly, it was good. It was long and boring. There's no doubt about it, but cardiovascular wise, I was okay. Slightly tight through my left hip flexor towards the last half a mile. But again, I'm working to increase some strength on that left hip flexor, which I pulled maybe about 24 months ago. I did a sprint for football and I pulled it, and hence why it's probably weak and it's probably going to cause me problems if I don't work on strengthening it, which I am doing. So this was the activity for week 6. We're now on to week 7. Today is Wednesday already. I've not done any runs so far. I've got a run tomorrow and I've got a run on Sunday. I've already done Tuesday, a full body session. And I got another full body session tomorrow and then a full body session again on Saturday. But I'll talk to you about that next week. Again, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Make sure to subscribe, like, share, and don't forget, donate. This is what we're here for, to raise money for the British Heart Foundation, to raise awareness, to save people's lives. Take care. See you on the next one.